Welcome to Global Landscapes Forum, Accra 2019. Are we good? Yep. Begin again. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm going to start again. Welcome to Global Landscapes Forum, Accra 2019, where we are restoring Africa's landscapes, uniting action from above and below. I'm Natasha Elkington. I'll be your video host for the next 2 days. And this morning I have with me Constance Okollet, who is the chairperson of the Osukuru United Women's Network, OWN, in the Tororo district of eastern Uganda, and is a self-described peasant farmer and a mother of 7. As the chairperson of OWN, she leads a consortium of approximately 1,200 small women's groups working on education, community, health, and nutrition. Welcome, Constance. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. So speaking as a farmer and as a woman, what has climate change done to your life and the lives of the people around you?
Okay, just as you have introduced me.
Yes.
I am a farmer. Mm-hmm. I do a lot of agriculture in my community. And when it comes to climate change, it is let me say, it is damaging our lives. Okay. It is ruining all the good things that we do. For example, the impacts of climate change in my community. One, when it comes to floods, you hate to live.
Right.
Because there's a lot of rain, a lot of flooding. Children don't cross over to the school. There are so many school dropouts. People leave their homes to go to take refuge somewhere, and that one is another problem, because you are going to live with somebody whom you don't know.
Right. So then
only hazards and more sickness. People die. Contaminated water. You get malaria, you get diarrhea, you get cholera. You find different types of sickness coming out that used not to be there. Leave alone that. How about long drought? When drought comes, all the foods in the garden will be dried up. People sleep hungry, more so the women. They walk long distance to look for water. They'll walk long distance to look for firewood. You don't even know who is the father of your child. Because when these women go to a longer distance, they go either to somebody's garden or a small forest reserve. First of all, their rights are violated. Because when you go in the forest, you find the guard there, will say, no. Unless you do this to me. What do? You want the firewood. Then you say, nobody will know about it. You go back. Maybe the man has already impregnated you. You don't know. But then you see you are carrying somebody's child, that the unplanned pregnancies. So many bad things come out of what? For example, this was last December. This girl went for water with the mother in the night. The mother left her, took the 1 jerrycan home, then coming back, got the girl when she was raped. An unknown person. The girl was bleeding. She couldn't make an alarm. So those are the bad effects of climate change. Those things used not to happen for us. We used to have everything. We used to have the easy life. Simple. When we were growing up, and even you can see my body, I was like, you have everything. You eat whatever you want. We had animals. We could make yogurt by ourselves. We had so many different types of food, but these days it's not there. Either it is washed away by the rain, or it is swept away by the long drought. Wow. So the problem. And that's why we came up with the network.
Right. So tell us more about the network now. What are you doing to combat these effects of climate change that's really affecting your village firsthand? So what are you doing with your network in order to combat and to tackle these climate change issues?
Yes. Like in 2007, that was when the network started.
Okay.
There was the floods covering every part of Uganda. And now the lowlands, people from the lowlands come up. Then these people went to the sub-county. There was a lot of sickness because hygiene was not realized. So we are called, we went, we saw, we said, no, this can't happen. And we say, this thing cannot be solved by one person. What can we do? Let us come up with groups. We came up with groups, started. What can we talk about it? We talk about this. What about floods? What about droughts? What about the food? How about the hygiene here? People are dying. People are sick because of the hygiene. What about education? There are so many school dropouts. Urban migration. What about it? So we came up with that group to solve all those problems I've mentioned. Because you as one, you cannot manage it.
No.
Then we said, group, who is the chairperson? Constance Okollet. You talked about it, let us begin. You are the chairperson. This organization was formed to help the voiceless. It's a platform for the voiceless.
Wow.
Yeah, because every woman will not come up and say, we want this, but we have to pass through channels. Because it's like today, I'm from Uganda. I've been called here to represent my community and my group and everybody. And the whole of Uganda is now me.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes.
So that group was formed as simple as that, and is now working on health.
Okay.
What about health? There's hygiene and sanitation, water and sanitation, the home improvement campaigns. We prepare for those bad things, the effects of climate change. During dry season, we say, everybody prepare your toilet, because when the rains come, you never know. It may wash away your toilet, the water will be contaminated, you may not have this, maybe your house will. So we have clean environment. Let us protect our environment. Plant trees, plant everything that you have. Plant mangoes. Don't look for any seed. Get any seed because it will be called a tree. Get any seed, put it down, let it germinate, protect it, and then it will protect you. Because the breathing, these days people die because of they don't have fresh air.
Yes.
The pollution is too much. Like for us, we have a lot of factories around us. How about those pollution? What do? Plant trees so that we have clean air to breathe in. So we are planting every type of tree that we want, and it is helping. How about, I'm still on clean energy.
Okay.
How about the cook stoves? Let us come up with the cook stoves. The cook stoves are there. You cut a leaf, I mean a branch, put it, cook. But from the past, with the 3 stones, we could have wasted fuel because it. So the fuel is wasted. But with the clean energy, you have to put in 1 stick, and then the food, it will be cooked here and here.
Right.
And the smoke will now go out. It will not be inside the kitchen. That is now clean energy. How about the school-going children? Let us not think only people who live in good schools can do better. Even us, we can do better. Let every community, let every person in this group have a solar lamp. Though we don't make it, but we advocate for them to buy.
Right.
At least for these children to learn their preps at night after their supper. They can learn, they can do their homework, and they in school they can also do better.
Right.
Yeah. Then when we talk about food, what can we do about food? Let us plant those foods, the quick maturing crops. Don't plant those ones that will take long. Either the drought or flood will come and sweep it off. So you plant the quick maturing crops, and then we started lobbying outside. Green Grant Fund gave us $5,000. We bought plows for quick opening, early planting, early weeding. Before that drought comes, you are already harvesting. Because you are now, everything, you are doing it speed.
Right.
Then the people now in my community are now getting food. They have the food. Those ones in the group and those ones who got the plows, the ox plow, they are now having the food. They can now help others to get the food. They can now sell and get some for their books. Because for us, with the farmers, we depend on agriculture to have everything in our lives. Talk about school fees, because it is the most important these days.
Yes.
Uniforms, books, paraffin. When you want to eat meat, because we will eat meat, we don't have to slaughter a complete cow. You have to buy meat and eat. You cannot have greens throughout, but at least you also have the small fish. So that one is also what? In agriculture now, we are now getting to it. Now, you have to get something that you have to save, because we are doing also a savings and credit scheme. What should we do so that we cannot wait for for somebody to come and give us?
Right.
Get here, small, put here, take it out, do a small business. So you find women are now doing business out of small savings and credit. They take, at the end of the month, they take back with a certain percentage. At the end of the year, they divide with dividends. So the women are growing and growing and growing because of the network, and they are happy, they are enjoying, and they love. And they love the work they do. And now the other women groups are joining us. People now form group and say, no, we are joining the network. We are joining the network. And how much is it? He said, for us, ours is free. Come and get the knowledge. Because ours is knowledge.
Right.
We don't give you money. We don't give you food. For us, we said from the beginning, we want the net. We don't want the fish. Because if you are given the net, you will continue
to fish. Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. So you kind of turned this crisis into a way of an opportunity, in a way, to survive and sustain and grow. And then I also understand that you've become involved in a new initiative, the Women's Climate Center International. Can you tell us a bit more about that? You're launching soon, right? The Women's Climate Center International.
Yeah, Climate Center, Women's Center International. It's a new initiative that has brought in 5 groups together. This was started this year, and all these women, they have same interest, because you will find one group in water and sanitation, one group in agriculture, one group in health. So we came together and formed up that the Women's Climate Center for a cause, for a purpose. Because we want to, first of all, we want to educate more our women in depth, because all the 5 groups have different knowledges.
Right.
Me, I have in agriculture, but about in water. Though we are doing water, but they don't know much about it.
Right.
About the what? The sanitation.
Right.
They don't know about. So these women, we work together. We are yet to go out and begin training We are yet to go out and establish a center in Tororo. And yet we are to establish a standing point where all the women come, they are trained, and they are sent out. And the reason why this center was built again is how can the women access funding from other big countries, from donors, from the UN, from other big organizations to help these local people in the grassroots. Because like the local people there, they know nothing. Yeah. They are doing a lot, but they cannot be funded. And yet if they are funded, you will find that they can do better than what they are doing, because they're already somewhere. Right. Suppose if you push them up, they will go very fast. And even the effects of climate change may not be seen, will not even be realized, because now they have the knowledge. They will have hands-on, they will do it, and the outcome will be realized immediately. It will be seen immediately. But if you do it alone, the other one there, things cannot work well. Right. And the impacts cannot be seen quickly. Right. Yeah, but together we can, and divided we do what? Yes. That is what is said. Yes, very true. Yes. And what would you like to say to other women and men who may be feeling helpless in the face of the climate crisis all around us? Because yours it's 12 years, this progress, right? You said from 2007 when you started the network till now, and you've taken this crisis and sort of turned it into an opportunity to face it differently. So what would you have to say to women and men who are maybe in the same situation that you were 12 years ago? As in, what can they do now to help tackle these effects? What message do you have for them? Okay, the message I have to those ones, like, for us, when we were beginning, we didn't know what was happening. Even I didn't know what climate change was. Right. But let a person not just sit and wait. Let that person try to do something. And when you sit down, you yourself, or me myself, you will not change the world. Never. However much you do what, you try what, you'll never change the world. But when we come together, we sit together, things can do what? Can change. Because me and you, and Rosemary, and Tina, we may have different views. Right. Put our views together, come up with one solution, and we start. Right. Yeah, other than sitting and crying and doing everything. Helpless, you die quickly because of thoughts. Right, and worrying. Worries and everything. Yes. Yeah. And then so my final question is, we're here in Accra now for the Global Landscapes Forum, where we're trying to connect people, like even when it comes to donors and funding and investors and scientists, because the window for the world is a very small one in terms of climate change. So why do you think like a forum like this is important in terms of moving the agenda forward in acting in this climate crisis? It is very important. It is very good and important. As for me, because first, women are the center stage. And I'm a woman. I see the bad effects of climate change in my community. And when it is being given a platform like this, I know even my women are happy. Every woman is now happy that the animal will be killed. Climate change is the animal. Okay. Will be maybe spared because everybody is now talking about it, looking at it and everything. Now the animal can die slowly and the climate change, it will come back to the positive way as it used to be. Because when so many people are talking, shouting and making noise, the polluters will now get ashamed. Now they will come down and say, let us reduce. Right. And we are telling them to reduce the pollution, by the way. Okay. We want them to reduce pollution. Yes. To a certain level. Because climate change is everybody. Don't look at climate change on Constance. It is even you. Yes. Everybody. One time I was in the US UN meeting, When I talked, I told Ben Ki-moon, the General Secretary, I told, you are the person who are not seeing climate change, but one day, one time, you will see it. Today you are not seeing, but one day, one time, you will see it.
Yeah.
That very year, October, there was floods in the US. I said, there you are.
Right.
Killings, how many people,
Yes.
how many, there you are.
Right, yes.
You see?
Yeah.
So climate change is everywhere. So when it is like this, everybody, that one who did not know about climate change will know it from here. That one who knew about climate change will do what? Will encourage and continue and telling that one to know about it, to understand about it, and let it change. Let people have the mindset being changed to a positive one, not the negative one, because everything is now negative.
Right.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, Constance, I thank you for your time and for coming to sit here with us. And I wish you a great 2 days in Accra during the Global Landscapes Forum.